Welcome back to The Mirror Moves, where truth hits harder than karma and justice is caught frame by frame. This isn't just another HOA nightmare. It's a full-blown trespassing, deception, and confrontation saga. Grab your drink and lean in. I inherited the lake house from my grandfather. A modest wooden retreat sitting near the edge of Clearwater Shores. It wasn't flashy, just warm and nostalgic. Grandpa built it in 1967 with his own two hands. Cedar beams, hand-laid stone fireplace, creaky floors that whispered stories. It was his legacy, and now it was mine. I didn't live there full-time, I worked in the city, and the drive was about 2 hours. But I visited on weekends, sometimes bringing friends, sometimes just books and coffee. It was my escape, peaceful, private. Mine. Until I found out someone else had been enjoying it. It started with an odd text from my buddy Connor. Bro, your Airbnb listing is live again? I thought you said you weren't renting it. Airbnb? My brows knitted. I pulled up the app. Nothing. But Connor sent a link. A Facebook marketplace listing. Lakeside cabin for rent, $350 per night. Fully furnished. Private dock. Photos of my porch. My dock. My hammock. My lake house. I felt a chill creep in. And the listed contact? A woman named Karen B. With a local number. I drove up that night. Didn't call the cops. Didn't even tell Connor. Just packed my bag, grabbed a flashlight, and headed out. As I pulled onto the gravel road at 10:43 p.m., I saw it. Lights on. Several. Porch string lights glowing like some damn Instagram resort. Cars in the driveway. Music faintly playing. My jaw clenched. I parked off the road and approached quietly through the woods. I crept up past the dock, heart racing, trying to keep my boots silent. From the window, I saw 3 strangers inside. Drinking, laughing. Someone in a freaking robe flipping through a magazine. This wasn't someone squatting for shelter. This was a business. I filmed everything from outside. Then I stepped onto the porch and knocked. A woman answered. Late 50s. Heavy perfume cloud drifting from the door. Blonde bob. Too much eyeliner. Gold necklace that screamed suburban delusion. Hi there. Can I help you? She said. Cheery but tense. Yeah, I replied. I own this house. She blinked. Excuse me? This house. This is my grandfather's lake house. You're not supposed to be here. She tried to laugh. Oh, don't be silly. I've been managing this rental for weeks. The owner said. I am the owner. Behind her, the guests were starting to look over. She stammered. Look, I don't know who you think you are, but I spoke with the HOA. The HOA doesn't own private property. I snapped. And if they gave you any authority to do this, they're in trouble too. She flinched, then turned nasty. You can't just barge in here. My guests are paying customers. Oh yeah. I held up my phone. So let's call the cops and you can explain that to them. She tried to slam the door, but I stepped in. That's when things got loud. One of the guests, a young couple from out of town, came up and said they thought it was an official vacation rental. They were horrified when I showed them a copy of the property deed. The guy whispered, We had no idea. We just paid her on Venmo. Karen screamed that I was trespassing. I pointed to my family photo over the fireplace and asked, Would a trespasser be in the photos? That shut her up. She stormed out, threatening lawsuits. I calmly told her to expect a very different kind of paperwork. The sheriff arrived within 30 minutes. I had everything, video of her guests, photos of the listing, proof of ownership. The guests even showed Venmo receipts. The officer, Deputy Larkin, was a no-nonsense guy with a thick mustache and a tired look. She's been reported before, he muttered. Complaints about her renting other places she doesn't own. He called her a repeat scammer. Karen tried to cry her way out of it. Said she was just trying to offer nature to people who need peace. Deputy Larkin just shook his head. You're under arrest for fraud, trespassing, and unlawful entry. Let's go. She wailed all the way to the cruiser. Over the next few weeks, I learned more. Karen wasn't even part of the HOA anymore. She'd been removed from the board last year for questionable activities. Apparently, she'd gotten access to certain homes' keys through old inspection gigs and was pocketing hundreds by scamming naive tourists. She picked my place because it looked vacant often. She thought I'd never know. But she didn't know about my friend's random text, or that I had cameras in the trees, or that I was the kind of person who doesn't let things go quietly. I pressed charges. Karen was fined $15,000 in restitution. The court barred her from operating any rentals again. Some of the guests filed civil suits, and last I heard, she was trying to sell her car to cover legal fees. I renovated the house after that. New locks, new siding, a sign on the driveway that reads, "Private property, not for rent. Smile for the cameras." People asked if I ever thought about actually renting it out now. Make some money off the place. But I always say no. That house was built for peace, for family, for memory, and no Karen's gonna turn it into her cash grab hotel again. Let this be a reminder, folks. Document everything. Question what feels off. And if someone tries to sell your life behind your back, show up. With facts. With fury. With footage. Because they never expect the real owner to knock.